But we got another fire topic in the chamber. We're keeping it basketball, baby, because our favorite show could possibly be coming to an end. Inside the NBA has some sad news. It says Bill Simmons hints on his podcast that the NBA's new media deal with NBC has been agreed upon and expects it to be announced after the playoffs, and saying that that would mean RP inside the NBA. That basically means that TNT would be outbid, so they would lose the rights, and NBC would have to create their own show. And since they don't have the rights anymore, I don't think they could show any clips or anything like that, so the show would just be done. And we ain't even had a clip. Is this a video here?
That's not a video.
Well, we checked out a clip of Charles Barkley doing a podcast and saying
with
that
Dan Patrick show.
He was basically telling them that, you know, if they don't win the NBA contract at renewal, that I'm going to bring us back on camera. If they don't get the renewal, that basically that he wants to be out of his contract, because he's like, how could I be on a sports show when we can't cover sports or basketball?
Basically.
And so they agreed to that. And he doesn't know how the other guys have their contract. They might be locked in even if they can't cover basketball. So they would just be like, maybe still get paid but not be able to do anything until their contract runs out. I don't know. Do you think that it's that they should all try to go to NBC if the deal goes through, if they can get out of their contracts? You know, that's what they said. Ernie's going to stay no matter what, because he covers, what is it, college basketball,
hockey, and the baseball.
Yeah, so he's a part of everything. So he would just cover the other sports. Basketball is not the only thing he loves. But man, that would be heartbreaking, because I really love this crew. I've been watching them as long as I can remember. I could remember watching them in like the early 2000s, and always having a good time with them. They're always Emmy Award winning, always way 100 million times better than ESPN. No one cares what Richard Jefferson or Kendrick Perkins has to say. Kendrick Perkins sucked. He's a terrible center. And they're Stephen A. No one wants to hear him yell. Your Knicks lost. They suck. Jalen Brunson's not who you thought he was. But I would really be upset if they ended up being canceled. Hopefully they can find a way to make it work. And I don't like how everything's trying to be bought out. Like, why are we getting like NFL games on Amazon Prime?
And so it's the future, man. You know, people want to do their business, want to work with the streaming services. I mean, like my co-host just said, basically TNT had until April the 22nd to renew their deal with the basketball. It looks like here they got outbidded by NBC. Before, TNT was only paying around at least $1.2 billion a year, but it looks like here now NBC is offering $2.5 billion. So, you know, I ain't mad at it. So, you know, and, you know, basketball wants to, you know, they want to brand out. They want to brand out like the NFL is doing. You know how NFL is now playing a lot of games overseas now. NBA wants to start doing the same thing, playing a lot of games overseas. Like, because, you know, they got Luka Doncic, so playing Slovenia, playing France. You know, a lot of people want to see LeBron James. And
well, the NBA is global, so they want to give their global audience a chance to see him in person. And I think that's really cool, and I think this could be cool for the team that gets to go. It's like, we're going to take a vacation as a team to another country and still get to play a game.
True.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool. And you get, you know, a lot of people say that, or have been NBA pros that played overseas, that the overseas, the international fans are way more into the games than the Americans.
Yeah.
That if you see the way that they cheer for the soccer games, you know, the FIFA tournament, that they are diehard fans. They have chants and everything. They are really diehard fans. So they say it's a different level type of experience playing in front of those type of crowds.
Yep, and I mean, so it's gonna be crazy because I don't know what they're gonna do. Charles Barkley doesn't have his King Charles show anymore. With Gayle King, that stopped. That only lasted 6 months.
It's because it was Gayle. Who's doing the show with Gayle?
I mean,
if it's with Gayle, it's a fail. That's what I always said.
And then Gayle's a fail. Then you got Shaq. You know, Shaq got his podcast going on, and he got Papa John's and a whole bunch of.
Papa John's is good. It's my favorite chain pizza.
It is. It's one of the best ones, even though they're racist. But I mean,
Shaq's the leader now. He changed that. They got Officer Shaq.
You can never erase the racism.
Shaq did with the size 30s.
Horrible. But I mean, with this whole deal, I mean, it can be it can spark a lot of new things with the NBA. You know, NBA is trying to add more teams to the league, like bring another Seattle team back, bring a Vegas team in, because you know allegedly LeBron James wants to. Oh wait, not allegedly.
You know what? They should be the Las Vegas Gamblers.
Oh Lord. I mean,
and then they should be sponsored by Prize Picks.
you know, ESPN has their own betting service now.
That's ridiculous.
ESPN bets.
It's almost with all the legal betting there is now. It almost makes you think that sports, of course, are going to be rigged because the NBA is not listed as a sports league, just like the NFL. They're listed as entertainment leagues,
like WWE.
So I guess that means that they can maybe do some stuff behind the scenes. A lot of people thought that the Patrick Ewing going to the Knicks was a NBA fix to get New York a good player.
I believe that,
but
it looks like also.
Any final thoughts?
I mean, how do you feel about, in Netflix, Fox, Amazon, them, they're going to be getting a lot of NFL shows. They're going to get NFL shows. Netflix is also going to have the boxing with Mike Tyson. And on top of that, they're going to have WWE wrestling. So all these streaming services are getting parts of it now.
It's like they're going to get the same amount of money one way or the other. People were mad that they were paying $150 to $300 for cable to get all the channels. And now with how many apps you have just to watch all the NFL games, you got to have either regular cable with the basic cable and then the apps, or subscribe to the handful of stuff that they're on, and you're basically end up paying the same thing.
True, and you haven't realized how you see a lot more posts how streaming services are going to start cracking down on password sharing.
Yeah,
they're going to start doing all this.
They're going to do that with Disney Plus. Disney Plus, keep playing with me. I will cancel my subscription. And I will surf the seas.
Do you have the Disney Plus with the ESPN subscription and everything? No. You got it too early?
No, I mean,
you got to wait before they did it.
I have regular cable.
I thought it came with it regardless.
What?
I thought it came with it. Like if you got ESPN, it came later.
No, you can get just Disney Plus by itself. You could get Hulu by itself. Since
phones are doing it too,
Disney owns it all. You can get like their 3-4 things. They used to have National Geographic as one, but I think that's just included with the Disney now. Disney Plus.
You see, phones are doing it also. The phone services are like, oh yeah, you get a free subscription to a free year subscription to like Netflix or Amazon. Yeah, they've been doing
that. Yeah, like when you sign up with T-Mobile, you get a free year of Netflix, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. So I mean, that's what it looks like it's going. It looks like TNT couldn't held up.
That's why you gotta surf the seas.
Horrible. Who goes?
I'm paying for nothing.
Nah, but I mean, I can't wait to see who they replace everybody with on NBC. I mean, maybe Vince Carter. I mean, it could be anybody. I heard Nate Robinson finally woke up.
Don't do my boy Nate like that. He's barely alive. It's not cool.
Oh Lord!
Someone give Nate a kidney. Go look it up. See what kidney he has. If you have an extra one, go give it to him. I would give him mine, but
I got an episode. We got episodes to do.
Well, that, and I probably damaged it enough that it wouldn't even qualify as a good replacement. But let's go on and